But well, top three very dominant for Pakistan. Fakhar, Zaman, Imam Ul-Haq and Babar Azam do the majority of the scoring. Michael Goff, square leg, direct hit. I think they're going to have a look upstairs.
Director, we have an umpire review for run out. Can I have the side angle for the run?
Take out those last 2 or 3 overs and it would have been even more respectable for the Netherlands. It's been a feature of Pakistan in the recent 12 to 18 months, watchful in the power play. They don't come out all guns blazing with the likes of England and some of the other sides around the world. They tend to get into their groove, try and accumulate.
ODI cricket. Keep wickets in hand and then look to attack those final 15 overs. If they've got
well, top three very dominant for Pakistan. Fakhar, Zaman, Imam Ul-Haq and Babar Azam do the majority of the scoring. Michael Goff, square leg, direct hit. I think they're going to have a look upstairs.
Director, we have an umpire review for run out. Can I have the side angle for the run out, please?
Yes, here it is. Stand by. And roll.
Can you freeze it when the bails are dislodged? My decision is not out. I repeat, not out.
Nitin Bhatti, the third umpire.
Repeat, not out.
Nitin Bhatti, the third umpire. Really good couple of weeks. Picked up by the Mumbai Indians franchise in the IL. Rotterdam is
'Hands through the line. Now the ball, Pringle started poorly. .40 for 1 after 11 overs. Kingma with the first wicket. We're going to see a change in the bowling now.
Fakhar Zaman got into his groove nicely. 29 from 34 after a very watchful start. Really good conditions. Idyllic. Summer to be a ground staff. Logan van Beek. Good cricketer, I like him. Bowls with a good... Logan van Beek. Good cricketer, I like him. Bowls with a good heart, good pace and excellent skills. Just 15 games though. Just shows the small amount of ODI cricket the Netherlands play. If he gets his wrist in a good position.
Absolutely spot on now. Yep. No, Logan has been a quality performer for many years. Obviously a lot of New Zealand domestic cricket. Came over to the Netherlands. Turned his attention back to... Yeah, beautifully. He's a man that's played over 100 List A games for Wellington, Canterbury. For Wellington, Canterbury, back in New Zealand. He's a quality performer. Played at Derbyshire as recently as last year in the T20 Blast as well. Yeah, he's a quality man. Great to have a conversation with. Very in-depth man. A man that loves the deep conversation, but all the same, he's a great thinker of the ball. To talk about the meaning of life, Niall. He's a very deep thinker. His wife, also a personal coach, health coach. She's a lovely person as well. I assume she's at the ground today somewhere along the line. She's also an exceptional human. She's over here for the summer. I think she leaves straight after these games back to Wellington.
In the air, mistimed.
letting just stay at his work.
Chopped away, good half stop, excellent. Max O'Dowd sprawling away to his left, saves 3.
O'Dowd, small hands, but he's a great mover at backward point. He's worked very hard at it. There she is. Way.
Excellent work from big Max O'Dowd.
Hello, Alyssa.
Yes.
Hello, Alyssa. Have you on the TV screen? How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Okay.
Nice boy. Nice boy.
A couple of balls just chipped in the air, especially from Babar Azam. We've got Tom Cooper at a short extra cover. Just wonder, can Cooper get in a little bit closer? Just try and snaffle the catch if he mistimes one through that offside. Little bit too pacey. Just seeing Babar Azam, who very rarely missed time, just missed time a couple. 12 done, 43 for 1.
Bowlers have been very good so far. Arian Dutt just going for the lever runs in his 4 overs. Vivian Kingma, the man to pick up the wicket. And now Pringle and Van Beek tasked with the job of getting out Fakhar Zaman and Babar Azam. In that middle phase of the job of getting out Fakhar Zaman and Babar Azam. In that middle phase of the game, so 4 fielders are at the moment. So you're going to see Pringle continue. Coffee, very much needed for the ground staff. They've been exceptional this morning. That's actually my father-in-law, Niall, so they've got exceptional glasses.
I tell you, he needs to get a new pair of specs. Looks like he's on the...
Of there he is, Renee Van Eerschot in front of us here. He's the head curator here. He's done an exceptional job over many years now. And
Pringle to continue. Got a little bit of turn in his last over to Fakhar Zaman. Sweepers. Run. Just fielder must anticipate.
yeah, Vivian, sorry, apologies, Arian Dutt. It's a bit harsh on Viv Kingma. No, Arian Dutt, still a man who's working in progress with his fielding. He's
Fielding.
Oh boy.
a little bit.
Another decent over from the Netherlands, 51-4.
Do you hear that beautiful sound? That is the sound of the world's simplest back pain relief. The Chirp Wheel Plus. Get yours at gochirp.com.
I just signed up for Jerry in 45 seconds and saved $73 a month on car insurance. Jerry instantly finds the best quotes from top carriers. They do all of the work to cancel your current policy for free.
Go to getjerry.com.
Sensational numbers. Shine Shah Freedy spent a bit of time with Middlesex early in the season. As a county cricketer, you were hoping you were going to avoid Middlesex early season, but he ran through a number of teams. Change up. Baz Deleda, he's had a really good couple of weeks. I like him as a cricketer. His ODI numbers are not very pleasing yet. He's much better than that. He's only going to get better.
Yes, we had Tim Deleda, his dad, in the commentary box earlier in the season, telling us about the fact that he's just coming back now, Baz, to his best with the ball, having suffered a stress fracture of the back a couple of years ago. Oh, what a good start that is. Have some of that every day of the week.
Well, that's what they call a seed of doom. What a beauty. Angles in, a little bit of seam away and bounce. Look at that carry through. This is a cracking start. Get a slip in.
Well, we've had Peter Boren in the commentary box earlier in the season, and he is a big advocate of this man. Thing about Baz Deleda is he's always likely to go for runs. He bowled 10 overs for 114 in the series against England, but he can make things happen. He can bowl those unplayable balls.
And a good start, good short ball, aggressive. Fakhar Zaman just threw the shot a little bit too early, just gets one on the grill. He should be okay. I think he's going to be okay. They just go through the protocols, make sure the batter is fine, and make sure the helmet as well is absolutely A-OK.
At 4 left.
Often they'll just change that helmet as soon as you get one blow.
Just the one wicket to have gone down so far, that of Imam ul Haq in the 6th over of the day. And that was a really good review by the Netherlands, because that was given not out by Michael Goff initially.
Yeah, Michael Goff gets very few wrong. He's one of the best, if not the best umpires in the world, but that was a great review. Imam ul Haq, who's a bit of a run machine in the ODI format, perishes early today.
As a left-hander, you would sympathise with him here. He's just fallen over, hasn't he?
A little bit. Look at the head position, just outside the line of off-stump,
Pitching in line.
where ideally you want the head coming down that middle and off-stump line. Well, this is a great start. Baz Deleda, as you mentioned, Brian, quite rightly so, makes things happen. 82 miles an hour, so it's good pace. It's not express, but it's a good hustle. Already made Fakhar Zaman's 3 deliveries against him very uncomfortable. The key for Baz Deleda, I guess, is to try and control that run rate as well.
You're a relieved man to get off strike there, will Fakhar Zaman, but perhaps he'll be back on strike now because of an overthrow. Tom Cooper's throw, hitting the stumps, ricocheting away, and the batsman able to take advantage. You could make a case there for saying that Tom Cooper should have kept hold of the ball. There's no chance at all of running out Fakhar Zaman. Little cutter, slower ball from Baz Deleda, just a single. Viv Kingma down at third man. Baz Deleda, one of only 2 ever presents in the Netherlands World Cup Super League campaign. Scott Edwards the other.
Over right arm over for you.
Well, this is the area Baz Deleda needs to close out the over. It's been good so far. Limit those boundary balls. Keep applying pressure. Pakistan only going at 3.7 and over.
Not timed at all by Babar Azam. Vikramjit Singh on the mid-wicket boundary, just a single. 4 runs off Baz Delader's first over. Pakistan 56 for 1.
I'm Dr. Lakeisha Simmons. 4 years ago, I was a single mom and I was living paycheck to paycheck. That's when I downloaded the free Personal Capital app, and it changed my financial future. I linked all of my accounts and I instantly saw where I stood. I was able to track my budgets and spending and see how that affected my net worth. Now I use the retirement planner and I monitor my entire portfolio. 4 years later, my nest egg has grown and I'm ready to retire.
Download the free app or go to personalcapital.com today.
Lovely spot, Rotterdam, second biggest city in the Netherlands. It's about 40-minute drive from Amsterdam. A little bit quicker than that if you're taking the train. Beautiful location for these 3 one-day internationals. No one scored more runs than Babar Azam in the World Cup Super League, the only player actually to have scored over 1,000 runs in this competition, and also most hundreds, 6. In total, at the start of this innings, 1,083 runs in the World Cup Super League at an average just 83.3, almost Bradman-esque, you would say, and a strike rate of almost 102.
Yeah, top class. One of the best on the circuit. And does it with ease and does it with a smile on his face.
Vikram Singh coming in off the mid-wicket boundary. Good work at long leg to keep the batsman down to just a single. That's the 50 partnership.
Yeah, quietly going about their business. 50 off 60. Fakhar Zaman has been the main contributor. A bit more aggressive. Babar just getting into his groove. 15 from 27. Lovely timing, but excellent. Max O'Dowd again, who's been busy at backward point, but that came off the bat like a tracer bullet. Top order have always been pretty dominant for Pakistan. Is that middle order, I reckon, that fans back home in Pakistan will be keeping an eye on? Rizwan, Agha and Kushtil Shah. Shadab Khan's a good all-rounder. They need to put some runs on the board.
Over and drinks.
End of the over, and as Michael Goff says, that will be drinks. 16 gone then, and Pakistan winning the toss and batting 60 for 1.
Let me tell you about cricket. It's not just the poster on your wall. Cricket is the fingers you break, the sacrifices you make. This is the game we play. It's what we do. 100% cricket.
Live and exclusive on Willow. Presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Netherlands have been impressive with the ball. Pretty dry surface, not a great deal in it for the quicks. Netherlands captain Scotty Edwards will be happy with how his bowlers have gone about their work. Been tidy with a good line of length. Viv Kingma up top and Aryan Dutt with a new ball I thought were excellent. Just the 1 wicket to fall. Imam Ul-Haq, the left-hander. LBW to Viv Kingma. A lovely bit of in-swing bowling by Viv Kingma, who bowled a good line of length. This is the setup. Viv Kingma, who was excellent in and around that good length area. Just keep an eye out for the shape. A little bit of shape back in. Imam Ul-Haq just falling over ever so slightly. And a brilliant review. Viv Kingma absolutely chuffed the bits.
And a bit full of that delivery as well. Here are the bowlers used thus far, 5 of them. Viv Kingma, the successful bowler. Deleda, very impressive in that 1 over he's sent down so far. Aryan Dutt opening the bowling to the 2 left-handers, and that was good. Bit of fortune for Fakhar Zaman early on against Aryan Dutt. But he is starting to look in ominous touch as far as the Dutch are concerned now.
It's 6 boundaries in the power play for Pakistan, none since. So, although the runs have come fairly fluidly, I think Netherlands have done a good job to limit the boundaries outside that power play. But Fakhar Zaman's last 20 runs have been pretty fluid. Generally wanting width to try and crash the ball through the offside.
Aryan Dutt at 3rd man in front of our commentary box, and a good bit of work from him, moving to his wrong side to keep the batsman down to a single.
Hands on deck here. Cameraman Benji down here at 3rd. Excellent work. They'll be busy all day. Gives us a thumbs up. Good effort, mate. Keep up the hard work. Not easy in these hot and sultry conditions.
Looking forward to him being quite athletic as well, actually, during the day, because if any 6s come this way, he's going to have to leap up and catch them. A little bit of a problem here, it appears, for Fakhar Zaman. He's got a problem with his elbow or his bicep. Just wonder whether it might be a wasp sting, maybe. Yeah, it's a wasp sting. A wasp has buzzed in, just made its presence felt. It's that time of the year here in Europe where wasps are all over the place. So hopefully the sting isn't still in his arm. If it is, it'll have to be removed.
There she is, there she is. Little wasp under that left elbow. You can just see it, just buzzing around. Brilliant camera work again. Can be very uncomfortable. Just have a look here. Left elbow. There she is. There it is. Big one too. Did you see it?
I did. I did, and I've got to say, I'm no big fan of wasps. Some people react quite badly to stings, actually.
Well, there used to be a cricketer from Pakistan, Wajidullah Wasti. Played in Ireland many years, club cricket. Close enough.
Getting ready for some waspish medium pace now from Baz de Leede. No ill effects for Fakhar Zaman, running that down to third man.
You just leave the jokes to me, Mergers.
Yes, I'll let it go through to the keeper. The keeper on my right-hand side. Mixing it up nicely, isn't he, Baz de Leede here?
Yeah, showing why he's had a good T20 career to date. You know, he can get up around that 85, 86, 87 mile an hour mark, but then he's got good change-ups. Disguised it nicely. Fast is already just under the 85. That's good clicks. Dropping right down to 68. And he's got a good bumper as well, Brian. That's one thing you know about Baz de Leede. He's not just going to run up and bowl a line of length. He's got a good bumper, he's got change-ups, he's got a good Yorker. I think we're going to see over the next couple of years the emergence of a really good all-rounder for the Netherlands.
Yeah, unbelievable form in that T20 World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe. 170 runs at 56 and a strike rate of 126. And bowling, 9 wickets, economy rate 5.4. End of the over, 17 gone, 63 for 1.
This is the momsticle course. You gotta be quick, have your hands free. And always remember piano lessons. We're late. Oliver! So you need shoes smart enough to keep up. Kizik's are the truly hands-free shoe that can handle anything mothering throws at you. Where did you get that chainsaw? Amazon? It's time to upgrade to the original hands-free smart shoe. Free shipping, free returns, free the whales, free Britney. You get the point. Get your own Kizik's today.
Well, it's construction time again here in Rotterdam. New highway being built outside the VOC ground. All change outside the stadium. And there's Shiriz Ahmed, who we saw make his debut against the West Indies in June. Got Kyle Mayers out in his first over. All very well as well in the T20 World Cup qualifier. Musa Nadeem Ahmed, his brother with him there on 12th man duty. Tim Pringle. Change of ends for him, now operating from the pavilion end.
I tell you, if I was the older brother there, Musa Ahmed, I would have been getting the youngster to do the drinks. Pringle back into the side, left arm orthodox. Next side defeats Scotty Edwards. Get through for a couple of wides. Good crowd forming here in Rotterdam. Lovely day, hot and a little bit humid. Ground looks at a real picture. Great opportunity again for Netherlands to test themselves against one of the powerhouses of the world.
I didn't bring you one through the gate. Oh, I like it, Pring.
It's an interesting approach this by Pakistan, isn't it? It's, as Pierce was mentioning earlier, quite old school in the way they go about things. Wickets in hand towards the back end.
Oh, Pringy, give me 6
Is there merit in this approach in the modern game?
Give me 6 on him, Pring.
Well, certainly there is, but they did it against Australia and got themselves into a bit of trouble, but got themselves out of trouble and won that series.
I love it, Pring. Bowl
Clubbed away. It's a dangerous game. The way the game is going, 50 over cricket now, you think of England with the likes of Roy, Salt, Butler, Bairstow, Livingston, etc.
Like it, Pring.
Setting the trend, especially when you get on good surfaces, flat surfaces against quality opposition. Last 18 months, top three for Pakistan have batted so much. They've scored the bulk of the runs. And I just wonder, in the back of their mind, like Babar Azam, Fakhar Zaman, Imam ul-Haq, do they feel that little extra bit of pressure? They have to score the runs, hence the slow start.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
Rotating the strike nicely. 18 done. 67 for 1.
Very quiet start for Pakistan. And they exploded a little bit at the back end of the first power play with 3 boundaries and an over off Vivian Kingma. Since then, they've been content, by and large, just to knock the ball around. No boundaries, in fact, since that power play. Again, he's mixing his pace up here, Baz de Leede. There's plenty to like about him.
Yeah, confidence high. Might see him later on obviously use a cross seam ball as well, just to test out the surface. That's the off cutter. Bit of T20 exposure now in the off-season World Cup on the horizon. Just keep adding to his armoury, keep adding to his skill sets.
Slogged high down towards third man. Viv Kingma. Oh, he's dropped it. He had it, then he lost it, then he had it again, and he lost it once and for all. Oh, and he's so crestfallen. But they've got to take these chances, the Dutch. They've built up the pressure.
Awful. Really, really poor miss. Baz de Leede does everything right. Viv Kingma never looked comfortable. He came in, I looked outside the commentary box, it looked like he got himself in an awkward position. He had 2 or 3 goes with it. Well, that's a shocker, I'm afraid. Just when Netherlands were getting on top. Fakhar Zaman just feeling a little bit of pressure. Wanted the boundary. You mentioned, Brian, no boundary since the power play. Something had to give. Fakhar Zaman gave Viv Kingma a golden opportunity. That's a really, really poor miss. Not for the first time, Netherlands this summer, letting themselves down in the field.
They want the ground to open up and swallow him. Past the outside edge from de Leede. He's creating things. So far, the opportunity that he created in this over wasn't taken. It just did a little bit off the seam, that one. Good carry as well. Look at that, Scott Edwards taking that with both feet off the ground. 84 miles an hour, that delivery.
Over there, boys. Over there, boys.
Well, Viv Kingma then a third. Gets himself 10 yards off the rope and backtracking. That's one of the key mistakes. He's backtracking. That's a really, really big let off.
End of the over. What should have been a successful over for the Netherlands isn't. Pakistan then, 19 gone, 70 for 1.
Next one, buddy. Keep going. Hey, Tage, you want 1 and 13? Yeah, just where you were, yeah.
Yeah, Steve, come on. There you go.
Well, Pakistan will certainly be hoping for more than 184. They'll be looking at that top end of projected scores, you would imagine. 8 and over from here gets them to 318.
Clean, boys, clean, boys. Lovely, 3. Lovely, Vic.
Well, you would think 300 is bare minimum for Pakistan here today. Run a ball, get them 255. They'll be aiming a lot higher. 8 and over, get them 316. I think that's somewhere in their wheelhouse, something around that 310, 325 mark. Last 15 overs, you've got wickets in hand here. Good surface, you really cash in. Ball's that deep in the crease. Tim Pringle.
Lovely.
Good variation. You see Mark Watt from Scotland do this often. This is excellent. When you're not a big turner of the ball, you've got to use every little advantage you have. That's good from Pringle.
Lovely, Pring.
That one skidded through. Babar Azam just down on it at the last second.
Now this is good from Pringle. Mixing it up.
Love it, Pring.
Nearly sneaky through the defences of Babar Azam. Not far away here in the Netherlands. Babar Azam hasn't been as fluent today as we normally see him. Just 19 from 42. You see them chip a couple in the air, mistime a couple off the seamers. Very rarely see him mistime a ball, but today just hasn't quite got going yet. And that's the key for Pakistan and the Netherlands. Yet, because once he gets in, he normally cashes in.
Do like, lovely boy.
Fakhar Zaman will keep the strike. 20 gone, 73 for 1.
Every time I dream I catch it, I know how to make it happen, but I want more. Climbing every mountain, keep both eyes on the top, and nothing's gonna tell me to stop. Oh, push me through the fire.
Shaheen Shah Afridi, a bit part player in this series. That's the way he's expected to be anyway, as he recovers from injury, an injury he picked up on the test tour of Sri Lanka. Babar Azam, in the lead up to this series, nailed his colours to the mast when he said he wanted Afridi fit and firing for the Asia Cup 2020 in the UAE. So he's still in rehab mode at the moment, is Shaheen Shah Afridi. And Aryan Dutt now coming back into the attack from the airport end. A really impressive spell from him first up. Opened the bowling. Now operating outside the power play.
Wait.
A few people wandering right behind the bowler's arm at the moment, which is the delay.
That's Daddy boy.
They're appealing for a catch. Not out, says Rizwan Akram. I suspect a little bit of bluff involved there to try and avoid that being wided. Must have just flicked the pad though, because it wasn't signalled as a wide. Piers Fletcher alongside me once again. Good afternoon to you, Piers.
Nice to be back in the commentary box with you, Brian.
Lovely, Duddy boy.
Good to see Dutt back into the attack. Bowled very well on the power play. Let's have another look at this one.
On it. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Stay warm, Viv.
It's good bowling from Aryan Dutt.
Right dots on him here.
Let's have a look at Ultra Edge here to see whether there was a little outside edge. There wasn't. Yeah, the ball just flicking the pad.
Lovely boy.
Terrific decision then by Rizwan Akram. A, to say not out, and B, not to give the wide.
On it again. Sensational.
Really has been impressive, Aryan Dutt here. Bear in mind, he's only relatively recently started bowling off spin. Started as a youngster, bowling seam up. And in fact, in his one-day international debut on this ground, bowled a mixture of seam and spin. That was against Scotland last year. End of the over, 21 gone, 74 for 1.
Thank you.
Dave, where are you going?
This is how he puts the ball into his hand, Aryan Dutt. Again, great camera work here.
Change coming over, guys.
Van Beek. In the air, over the keeper, and one bounce for 4. Well, 50 for Fakhar Zaman. Not in the most orthodox way, but still mighty effective. The crowd love it. 51 in 66 balls.
Got that reprieve on 43, didn't he, Brian? He's made him count. It's got to 50. And again, he'll be looking to make that. He'll be looking to at least double that up come the second half of this innings. Showing a lot of restraint early on.
It's all happened for Fakhar Zaman today. He's been dropped at third man, stung by a wasp, and now a half century.
68 balls for that 50. Very nicely batted. Those 6 fours. He was reserved at the start. He was 9 off 20 balls in the 7th over. He's just kicked on and
oh, well done, Vikramjit Singh. I think he's kept that from the boundary. If he has, that's a fantastic bit of work. And good follow-up as well from Aryan Dutt.
Vikram Singh, a very improved fielder. Let's have a look. Slow it down. Let's have a gander. Did he get there? Yeah, comfortably had let the ball go. Aryan Dutt there in support. Again, a big focus for the Dutch team is that fielding. We've seen a couple of little messy mistakes so far.
Most important of all, dropping Fakhar. Two is the call from Babar Azam. He wants the second. Aggressively comes back for it. Tim Pringle, good work from him. A deep backward square leg, but he couldn't prevent those 2 runs. And all of a sudden, just that little bit of urgency about Pakistan now. They're pushing the tempo a bit.
Yeah, the Pakistan, these supporters in the crowd are definitely boosting them as well. There's just a feel in the air that there's just something brewing. Seen that little middle period just be quite quiet, but now we're just starting to see them flourish. Van Beek been a little bit offline in this over, bit short and wide, bit straight now. Got to get back online.
Crunch down the ground for 4. So before that boundary earlier in the over from Fakhar Zaman to reach 50, it had been 68 deliveries without a boundary, and now 2 in this over.
Van Beek's been short and then been straight, and now he's over pitched. Pabrazam's taking full toll of that. Beautiful shot, full face of the bat. Again, this pitch hasn't been easy to bat on in times. It's been a little too paced, but beautiful shot to finish there.
And that could be 4 more. Aryan Dutt does his best, flicks it back. That'll be another look for Nitin Bhati, the third umpire. I think that will be checked. Just going to have a look to see whether that's gone for 4. Aryan Dutt flying round the boundary. That's great work again. So that's 2 really good bits of fielding down there on the backward point boundary. Keeps them down to just 3, but an expensive over nonetheless. 16 runs from it. Pakistan 90 for 1. Most expensive over of the innings thus far, just bowled from Logan Van Beek. Now Pakistan moving above 4 runs and over for the first time.
Lovely, Daddy.
Pabrazam looking very comfortable now. Just taking his time to get his pace and get the pace of the wicket, but seems to start feeling very comfortable now out in the middle.
It's going to be 4 more. All of a sudden the runs flowing.
The Dutch just a little bit ragged in these last couple of overs. A little bit short and wide, a little bit straight. And now Dutt, excellent in his first spell. Goes offline, 2 straight. Kingma, no chance there at 45. Deep square leg, not a chance as well. This outfield just starting to quicken up this afternoon. Another 4 to the Pakistan side.
Pringle, deep point.
Daddy. Here we go, Daddy. Here we go, boy.
Aryan Dutt now operating to his favoured left-hander round the wicket. Nidamanuru at 45 on the leg side.
Daddy boy.
short again from Aryan Dutt, and he's punished. That's gone for 4, and that brings up the Pakistan 100. All of a sudden, they really have found some momentum.
Pakistan supporters very much appreciative of that boundary. 45 in the ring. Deep square leg was moved around after that previous boundary off the bowling of Dutt. Now behind square. Babar Azam placed that perfectly through mid-wicket. Second 50 coming off just 56 deliveries.
Lovely finish.
27 runs off the last 2 overs. Babar Azam still unhappy, though, that he didn't take advantage of that last delivery. Pakistan 23 gone, 100 for 1.
Lovely finish.
There's Babar's frustration. Like all good players, he's never satisfied. Ugly shot from Fakhar Zaman. Lots of bottom hand, but he comes back for 2. It's been a mixed bag from him for his 50.
Yeah, Fakhar Zaman got a little bit of luck early, sort of saw off the pace of the bowling, and then anything with width, he started to throw his hands through. Looked very, very good. Again, there's that little pits of luck. Strong 50 for Fakhar Zaman. He'll be looking to bake a cake, double this score.
Kingma at third man. Every run that Fakhar Zaman scores will be like a dagger in his heart, having dropped the left-hander on 43.
Yeah, disappointing. Missed that by Kingma. He's worked very, very hard on his fielding. He prides himself on having worked so hard to field in those pockets of the ground behind square. Fine leg, third man.
That's really good cricket as well.
Nice play.
Wesley Baresi at mid-off. Shouldn't really have been a single there, but the batsman showed intent and managed to get through very comfortably in the end.
The ability to hit and run is a skill. The ability to judge a run is a skill. Very well judged by Fakhar Zaman there. Quite straight through, apologies, left-hander, isn't he? A lot through that offside. He's very, very strong. Any width he gets, he's going to absolutely make you pay.
Beautiful use of the pace there by Babar Azam, and comes back for 2. Again, aggressive running. Just the whole tempo of this innings has changed in the last 2 or 3 overs. There's real urgency from these 2 batsmen now, and they're putting this Dutch side under real pressure.
Yeah, Pakistan have noticed something, I feel. The Dutch are just a little bit gun-shy at the moment. They just seem to be sitting back. And we're just seeing that running between the wickets. They can just tell that the Dutch are on edge a little. They're going to push every single run out of this. They know they're behind the game a little in terms of the runs on the board. If they can push them in terms of their running between the wickets, that 320 mark is still very, very attainable.
बहुत फायदा अंदर आओ टाइम आते हैं
Seven runs off that over from Logan van Beek. Pakistan 107 for 1. those bowlers used. He's about to come back after a very impressive opening spell of 3 overs for 9 from the airport end, replacing Aryan Dutt, whose last 2 overs cost 11. Well fielded by Tom Cooper.